And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sanden, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sport fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sanden.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, man. We have a great show for you today. It's becoming tradition. It's Rick and Corey. We're just hanging out with you, talking fishing, man. We're going to have a lot of fun talking what you want to talk about, telling story, taking your phone calls, answering your questions, and just having a great time. There's no guests. It's just Corey and I having fun with you. You stay tuned. You're listening to a great one. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
San Diego. Do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com and they'll be glad to hook you up.
Saturday, November 6th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. And it's our largest sale ever. Plenty of seminars by saltwater experts and over 20 reps from tackle manufacturers like Accurate, AFTCO, CalStar, Gamakatsu, and Costa. Don't miss all the great seminars, the huge raffle to benefit Rollo kids, the popular casting contest, and of course, the huge sale. For the best ever tackle bargains, check out Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 6th.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right. Good morning and welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, just one of those fun shows, Rick, where we get to share a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very much looking forward to it. And these are kind of becoming tradition. Pete, obviously out of town. Pete is down on our big fall spectacular Palma de Cortez fun trip tournament. Fantastically attended tournament with everything going on down there. I know they got a bunch of boats, and we're looking forward to hearing from Pete later on in the show. He slid down a couple days ago to kind of get things warmed up with his crew of tournament committee buddies, and they're going to be having a great time down there. October's such a good time to be fishing at Palmas, but man, talking about good fishing, this is it. It's the fall, and there's certainly good fishing to be had all over the place. And Corey, I know you have been very, very busy fishing and traveling, and this is just, as you always say, this is good times.
It is, and like you said, this time of the year with the fall and in October, I reserve those dates, for fishing Sidrose Island, fished with Jeff I just got back yesterday. after 9 days
that's a long time,
dude. Let me tell you, I'm a little sore. I'll be honest with you. You know, it's very, very, very good yellowtail fishing. Pretty darn good bass fishing, and just. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little worn out. You know, I mean, I'll tell you what makes it nice. He has a new flight that is rock star status.
Oh, that's so cool.
You know, I mean, it's a private flight on a. I don't even want to. I forget the name of the type of prop plane, but it's like a turbo prop. You make it down there so fast, Rick. We met at Fast Lane. Katie takes us to the CBX, crossed via the CBX, and seriously, once you're in the air, Rick, an hour and 15 minutes.
Come on.
Less.
Like you're flying.
Like we were up and down on the island in an hour and 8 minutes.
That's great. And this is a Sidrose Island fishing charter.
It is. Yes.
So cool.
Yeah, Sidrose Island, right there with Jeff, and where he has the kayaks, and some of the guys kayaks, some fished out of the pongas, and just I mean, how much better does it get?
How cool.
So we left and got over 3/4 a day of fishing in the first day.
Your departure day.
Yeah, the departure day, where you would typically not get, where you'd be lucky to get out for a few hours.
In years past, it was very common. You know, when the flights left out of Ensenada and the travel down and all of the things, it was very common for you to arrive late in the afternoon, evening, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. That was
you were hoping for the
standard.
You were hoping for the 1 p.m., 2 p.m. just so you could get a few hours in.
Sure,
you know? But this way, we left. We were on the island at 9:30.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Rod Ben at 10:30. I mean, just wrap your mind around that one.
That's right.
And there's a lot of yellowtail there right now. I mean, it's just that south end is loaded with like that 12 to 15.
So cool.
You know, like 20-pound, and with Jeff, I mean, you just have to expect you're going to fish areas that are a little more remote. He doesn't mind traveling 45 minutes to an hour. You know, we went up and around the north end and on the weather side, and there are a lot of like 25 to 30 plus.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big yellows around that island right now. And the calico fishing, some of the best calico fishing that I had on that trip was literally the last hour and a half. I was fishing with Javier. Javier lives in the Sacramento area.
Okay.
One of those bass heads like myself, you know, and we got on a weedless bite that were the 3 to 5 fish fighting over the weedless. You know, they're all over 3 pounds, 3, 4, 5 pounders, and just so much fun. You know,
it gets me so fired up, man.
I know, I love it. And then there's the like fishing the area, the hard bottom areas. You know, there's a ton of kelp at the north end and around the weather side, and there's a lot of kelp and. But the hard bottom areas, you know, like down at the south end or in St. Augustine to Punta Colorada, there's a lot of kelp in that zone.
Okay.
But elsewhere, where there used to be kelp and there really isn't, you know, the El Nino we had of 5 years kind of wiped some of that out. But you're fishing a hard jerk bait or swim bait.
Oh, okay.
And it is insane.
Cool sniper jerk bait, Rapal long cast.
Work perfect.
That kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And that, I mean, whether it was a bass or whether it was a yellow, I mean, you were on.
Oh, that's cool.
Just having fun. And then we slid off and got on the hard bottom in like 60 to 90 feet with the flat fall jigs.
Okay.
Dude, that was so much fun. I mean, it was a smorgasbord of everything from sand bass to calico bass, and then all of a sudden you'd hook a 30-pound yellow.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sheephead and just a variety.
Catching things every day, different ways, lots of fun.
Never a dull moment.
Cool.
Seriously.
And Jeff does such a good job taking care of everybody down there. Super comfy accommodations, great food, very very private if that's what you want it to be, meaning your own room, your own bathroom, but also very community, and you feel like your family and you feel like you're hanging out with buds. Like it's
that's exactly
very fun community atmosphere. But when you're ready for a little break, you've got your own space to go hang out in.
And that's the cool part of it. I mean, there's 6 of you total. It's like
that's the group.
It's a very small group, intimate, and everybody's got their own room and everybody's got their own bathroom, but there's 2 rooms that share a mutual bathroom, with a shower, and that's the extent of it, right?
That's cool.
So other than that, everybody else has their own bathroom and wood-fired pizzas,
Nice.
one night, and just
cool.
It's a really homey feeling that you're at Jeff's house, literally,
What a fun trip.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Rick.
And so you were down there for 2 different groups. You flew down with one and then flew home with the second one.
Yeah, it's exactly. So it was
that's some serious fishing.
A 4-day and a 5-day.
Yeah.
And first group, Tim, who listens religiously on the app, is really cool. He lives up in Ojai and walks his dogs during the week, and he listens to the show via the app during the week and while he's walking his dogs. So it's give him a shout out for sure, Tim and Ojai and Eric, his buddy. It's just really cool.
Yeah, you were just saying during the show or before the show, just what a fun group of guys and how cool that you guys had such good fishing too.
Really good fishing.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was just a good mixed bag. And if you want to go like that limit style, 12 to 15, occasional 20 or whatever it might be, there's probably a few bigger ones. You could make mackerel, and if that's what you and your buddy on the Ponga wanted to do, make mackerel and spend an hour, whatever you had to do to kind of do that and go fish at South End. If you want to do that a day or
totally
2 days, whatever you want to do, but it is just crazy yellowfish. And then Jeff, most of the group wants to just go fish artificial and have fun, and if it's an incidental yellow, if it's a bass, whatever it is.
Do you guys have any of those, stories you talk about from places like that, fishing with Jeff? Big yellow while you were trying to catch calico bass, fishing a weedless and have a yellow eat it in shallow water or in the kelp, or any of those scenarios on the trip?
Oh, yeah. Like the every day, Rick, seriously. Every day there was a story that we hooked. The biggest yellow I caught of the trip was in the 30s, and it was
oh my gosh,
literally in like 20 feet of water.
Oh, that's so cool.
25 feet of water, and Jeff had probably the biggest yellow of that 8-9 days, and 41 something.
Oh my gosh,
41 pounds. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, kind of crazy, on a jig. And it's kind of crazy. He made out of a hardwood, like a rosewood or a ironwood. He made his own,
like carved his own lure?
Hard bait.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, with like a through wire. I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? And he had a 41 plus pound yellow. That's
That's so cool.
I mean, you know how big that is.
That's a real big one.
Super round, yeah. Just a lot of fun.
How fun. And, the thing that was so cool while you were gone, there has been some, I don't even know what to call it anymore. Like, there was some scores of big fish out, on the Tanner Bank and beyond that were just all the time. We talk about the Pacific Queen all the time. Those guys are, major highliners. Big fish have had some amazing scores. They had a trip last week that I mean, I've been working at the landing now for 25 years. I don't ever remember it happening. They were on a 3-day trip, and they came back in the middle of their trip because they filled, after the first night, that crazy nighttime flat fall knife jig fishing that's going on. They filled the boat full. I mean, filled it full, hatched it, hauled ass back to the landing, met the processors, unloaded all their fish, pinned them down, ran back out to the grounds.
On a 3-day?
On a 3-day.
What?
Filled the boat a second time and came back. So they basically unloaded twice on their 3-day trip.
That is crazy.
63 fish over 100 pounds, 25 over 200 pounds. Whoa. I mean, I've been on a bunch of 15-day trips to the Hurricane Bank and not had scores close to that. I mean, it's incredible.
And that happened while I was gone.
Yeah, there's just some unbelievable big fish fishing that's still going on out there.
It's crazy.
And kind of catching them all ways. Fly line live baits in the mornings, big, kite bites in the afternoons, and nighttime knife jigs and flat falls. And There's been a really nice influx of Dorado for our full day and overnight guys. So if you're going to the south, there's some good fishing. If you're going out to the west, there's some great big fish fishing. It's just been there's been some spectacular fishing, and man, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
You know, it's kind of unusual to have the weather we're having, right? So we left Sidrose at 80 degrees, whatever, and we actually had to. Yesterday morning, we had to kind of divert the plane inland a few miles to get around a rain cloud, you know, and it's kind of weird, right?
It is. There is some significant weather coming our way right now, which is just...
It's unusual.
It is.
It is.
October is really the month that everybody waits for because it's traditionally that...
A very calm. Yeah. And maybe you have a front come through or two.
Sure.
But on the back end would be like a northeast easterly wind to calm things down. And it's usually just a very... It's the reason that I booked Jeff's place
right
for the first part of October, and then Benny literally we were getting on the plane. Benny was getting off the plane.
Yeah,
I passed the torch off to Benny, and it's the reason why you choose that time of the year.
It's flat. You know? It's flat and beautiful and Baja and everywhere. I mean, this is when we go. So we definitely do have some significant weather that's approaching us, especially the beginning of this next week coming up. But we'll see how that goes. I mean, the volume of fish is so great everywhere that we're just going to do what we do and see what happens after this gets out of our way. And I don't think, especially after the last few years, our season going into November and even December, I don't see this. I don't see it going away. I just don't. I think that for sure things will probably change and regroup, and who knows what ends up where and all that. But I think we got a lot left of this. I think there's a lot more to come.
Yeah. And so while I was gone, were the full day boats still getting in on that on the yellowfin Dorado?
Yellowfin has been one of those weird things where it has been very it's been very unpredictable. We had Captain Steve Peterson on, and he was last week was talking about it, that they locate the fish and it's in their zone, and for a couple of days just knock the daylights out of them, and some great scores, and everybody's catching, and this guy's got 50 and these people have 70 and I got 25, that kind of thing. And then 2 days go by and just vanished. And it was on for a couple of days, and then just like a light switch, boom! All the boats caught him again, and then vanished again. It's been very ebb and flow. So that yellowfin is definitely still a factor in the zone, but way less consistent than you'd like to see it.
Interesting.
More consistent though has been a nice influx of Dorado kelps. And there's been some really good scores on Dorado. They've been nice ones too, like lots of fish in the in the teens, and even some fish in the 20s. I mean, So there's just been it's been a exciting time when you just don't know what's going to happen, whether you're going to end up fishing tuna. Even that local bluefin has been a thing for the full day guys. So, and that fish has been all the way up to 45 and 50 pounds. So,
crazy.
Yeah, when you go on a trip right now, there's a lot of options that exist. It's just kind of a matter of what the day presents.
That's something we saw down there too. Were a lot of Dorado around the island.
Oh, cool.
Very interesting. Like there was one of the Pongas called us in, and there was. We were the second one on it, and there were a lot of like 12 to 15 pounders, just like you're mentioning, like good ones, like legit. And then
because a 6-pound Dorado in your mind looks like it's 12 pounds.
Exactly.
When they actually weigh 12 and 15 pounds, I mean, that's a real one.
They're longer than your leg.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, they're good ones. And then there was like 5 more Pongas that came in on it. Everybody hooked up. Yeah, it was kind of neat. And then you're actually fishing high spot, like we were fishing Punta Colorado, the high spot on the outside, and you see free swimming Dorado swimming around, and the flying fish scooting along, and it was kind of neat.
Sidrose is so cool in that a kelp that's literally a floating piece of kelp. If that, I mean, like you say, a half mile off the island, it's
just outside the kelp.
Totally, You could be running from one bass spot to another bass spot, and if you happen to be passing by a big flotsam of kelp, like there's a very fair chance that there's Dorado swimming on it. It's pretty
it's kind of neat.
It's awesome. Well, as you can hear, we have got a great show for you today. There's so much to cover, and literally, as we always say, today's about you. Today's about your questions. If you want to know about tackle, you want to know about tactics that Corey's fishing the weedless, gear, there's great tuna fishing. I'm excited leaving on the Shogun tomorrow to Guadalupe. If you've got questions, we want to hear from them. We want to hear your stories and just have a great time with you today. Going to be a lot of fun with just Corey and I. And Corey, we got a great prize and a lot more fun to come.
Absolutely. And it truly is about you. So give us a shout at 213-432-1090. That's the number here at the studio. And then talk about anything you want to talk about, right? And giving away a cool handmade Anza fillet knife. I mean, nothing more fitting than cleaning your own fish using a handmade Anza fillet knife. And you could also text the show via the app. Go on the app, text the show. Maybe you don't want to wait on hold, and you text a comment, text whatever. And again, the number, if you want to call in, is 213-432-1090. We're going to be right back. It's Rick and I on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our trout fishing specials at Katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance to staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.
Saturday, November 6th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. And it's our largest sale ever. Plenty of seminars by saltwater experts, over 20 reps from tackle manufacturers like Shimano. Come check out the Shimano Talica, the pinnacle of lever drag 2-speed reels. The Talica features Shimano's Hagani body to prevent misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. When throwing jigs, the Shimano Trinidad is your top choice. For the best ever tackle bargains, check out Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 6th. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey, this is Rosie from Sidrose Sport Fishing. Sidrose Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Sidrose Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We are the only lodge to offer all of our guests a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge and first-class meals and service. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out SidroseSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
Lobster season is here. It's time to gear up with the best in the business. Promar. Based in SoCal, Promar knows lobster and makes everything you need to catch these tasty critters. The Promar guys are hardcore lobster fishermen and have designed the most successful hoop nets and accessories on the market, including the Ambush XL Heavy 14-pound 36-inch rigid hoop nets, the largest allowed by law. Visit Promar on Facebook or on the web at promarahi.com.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 and Let's Talk Hookup app, and it shows about you today, man.
Yeah.
What's Rick and I having a great time, and you want to call in and be a part of it. It's 213-432-1090. We're giving away a handmade Anza fillet knife, and you can text the show via the app too.
Going to be a lot of fun. We heard during the break there a commercial for Tackle Day with Doug, and get a chance to kind of talk about that. Tackle Day has been on our forefront for the last couple of days here at the shop. It's really coming up. So again, just like the ad said there, Saturday, November the 6th is Tackle Days. We're going to be doing a live broadcast of Let's Talk Hookup. So we really encourage you to come down and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun, 7 to 9 right there in front of Fisherman's Landing, and we're going to be giving away a brand new pair of Maui Gyms bottoms. And when I say brand new, not just that they're new, but the actual brand new style of frame, with that red lava lens. So that'll be really fun. And the event is just really shaping up great. Part of my gig is kind of corralling our seminar speakers and all the good stuff. And, man, we've got some really cool ones. Captain Bill Kavanaugh from the Intrepid's going to be doing a seminar covering long-range style big bluefin. So he'll be kind of going over gear and, the things that are getting guys bit while flat falling and knife jigging, and then how to deal with a big fish, tackle and keep yourself comfortable, which will be really cool. One of the most highly attended and funnest seminars we do every year is Steve Carson from Pure Fishing. I mean, just what more do you say about him? Legendary guy in the business. And he kind of covers the name of his seminar is the 5 rigs you can't be without on a multi-day trip, like 3 to 10 days. And he kind of goes over the style of rods and reels and tackle and how to prepare for a 3 to 10 day trip. And then a brand new one, and this one I'm really looking forward to. Everybody that has been fishing those big bluefin, I'm sure at this point is familiar with that California flyer.
Dude, that thing is so real deal looking.
Extremely realistic, artificial flying fish, and has just seen tremendous success. Well, the kind of pro team from California Flyer is going to do a seminar on tackle days, and they produce more than just that bait. They have their own line of kites and all kinds of things. So they're going to be doing a seminar basically how that lure fishes, and then that will be not just California Flyer. You'll learn a lot fishing a frozen flyer and kite fishing and big bluefin in general. So just going to be a lot of fun. Big seminars, big raffle, all the money going to Friends of Rollo, and obviously all the major key tackle people in the who's who of saltwater manufacturers be in the parking lot displaying their goods. So just a very fun day, Saturday, November the 6th at Fisherman's Line Tackle. It's Tackle Days. We're going to have a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, that is a really good good event. It draws a huge amount of people, too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, the phones are getting packed up. Like Corey said, if you want to get through, have your shot at winning that handmade Anza knife, 213-432-1090. Corey, let's jump in the phones.
Let's do it, Rick. How about Mike? Mike calling from Torrance. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Corey and Rick. How you guys doing today?
What's up, Mike?
Well, ran my boat over the island on Saturday for the lobster opener. Got all set up, and it's amazing how many more boats showed up and dropped traps all around you, or all around me. You really have to figure out a good blinking system so you have a different color than everyone else. Luckily, I had green, and there was a red and a blue, and all sorts of traps around. It went pretty well. I got 5. Fishing game boarded me about 10:30 at night to make sure that mine were the right size and I had a card filled out. But the lobsters are there crawling in 40 to 50 feet. So that's my report for Catalina. And then 2 weeks ago, I went on the Ranger 85 on a 2.5 day, and we didn't get a lot of big fish, but we limited out for the boat. We got a lot of fish, and my biggest was 56, and a lot of fun, and we got a real good operation over there. So thank you very much, and what a great show. Appreciate it.
Hey, that's cool, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, and I'm glad you had a good lobster trip. Certainly some nice ones, and man, those Catalina bugs, there's nothing like them. They're just deep water, clean. I love it, man.
I forgot all about that, man. While I was gone, lobster season started.
Mike's little report reminded me of that too. Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. Yeah. And there has been some great fishing here. I know you like. I know you.
I used to be so into it,
huge hooper, and there has been some definitely the season off to a fantastic start. Some really, really good scores.
Yeah. And the weather helps with that too. I mean, a little bit of swell.
Sure.
And, for sure.
And we got a little bit of that coming.
Right. Well, I mean, the calmer it is, the less likely they are to crawl. So it's the cleaner the water, and they just hunker down.
Is that just because they're getting pushed around? Is that because food is getting disturbed off the bottom? Like, what is it about adverse conditions that makes for better lobstering?
It's for the reasons they don't crawl during the day.
Okay.
Right? Okay, if they come out of their little cave or whatever it is they're hiding under, they're going to get eaten.
Okay.
Sheephead or whatever. Figure it out. Since they've been an inch long, if they were dumb enough to come out of that cave during the day, they were already eating, right? So at night, even though it's nighttime, if the water's super clean, they just don't... They don't like to come out and crawl.
They're not as safe.
Especially if there's a little bit of moon.
Okay.
If you have a period like you have the dark you have a full moon coming, but there's an hour or two of dark before the full.
Okay.
Hold on. Like, that's a really good time frame right there, because they know the moon's coming. And then when you get some swell and the water's stirred up, that's where they have their cover. That's their cover of darkness. And
let their guard down a little bit.
They totally do.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've even set the hoops an hour before dark with no bait, just the stink of what's been on the nets before. And had illegals in the
Come
net.
on.
Seriously.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That, it's just they come out when it's stirred up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Think about it. I mean, that's when the fish can't see to eat. So,
Sure.
yeah, it's kind of opposite each other.
And, boy, I mean, a season off to a fantastic start, some really good fishing. And I will back up what Mike said. California Fish and Wildlife, for sure, very proud, very protective of their lobsters, as they should be.
As they should
so,
be. Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, this isn't like a negative thing, but man, make sure that you are squared away, because the odds of you being checked they're high. You know, I mean, there's a lot of the guys from the shop, Ray, that works in our shop, and a lot of the boys have been hitting it really hard. And you know, Ray was saying, I think Ray's been 3 or 4 or 5 times already this season. He said he's been checked basically every night, but which again, no problem. Just make sure your stuff is filled out and you're ready to go, and nothing wrong with it. No keeping questionable ones. If it's legal, keep it. If it's not, it goes back. And if you have to think about it, you probably, there's a reason you're having to think about it. Just chuck that thing back.
That's exactly it, Rick. I mean, that's it's really easy to measure them. It's if that thing slides over the back end. I heard the show with Gilbert. Gilbert laid it out cleanly. And that's. Do not even think about it, Yeah, totally. That thing slides over the back end, Hey, a barely legal lobster is £1.25, period.
Right.
And wouldn't you rather have £1.50?
I like the way you think, man. Exactly.
I mean, let's just throw it back out there and maybe get a 3-pounder.
And the cost for making that greedy mistake is very high. They are very, very proud of their bugs, for sure.
Yeah, don't even think about it.
Yeah, no way. Well, hey, we had a fun text that come through that I wanted, and this was for Corey. Corey, did you fish Punta Norte when you were at Sidrose? How were the conditions when you were there? Rich from Long Beach, and what was the hot ticket?
Yeah, man, that the Punta Norte, the north end there was. There's definitely some kelp through there. It's some of the good kelp, from the lighthouse and going around, and it's beautiful. That was actually where we had some of our best bass fishing on the island. The last hour and a half of the trip was right there.
Oh, cool.
And in the morning, it was pretty treacherous, I mean, there was a little bit of wind, and as it is, you get up to the lighthouse okay, and then it starts to get real rough right there. Well, we, idled our way around the north end and got on the other side. It actually happened to be a little bit of a lee on the weather side, and fished down there and had fun. There were a lot of, it was crazy. It was really weird because there's a front coming, right? You would think that they would be biting, like if you're fishing freshwater, you'd be like, oh yeah,
they're gonna get it in before the bad weather gets here.
Right. And it was so strange. It was the weirdest thing ever that I experienced. And I fished with Javier that day, and Javier's from the Sacramento area, and we had over 70 bites apiece, but only one fish.
Come on.
It was the strangest thing ever. Seriously. He tried like as small as underspin and a 5-inch Viejos, and they would tag it. You would watch them come up and hit the weedless like it was going to be just down their throat. And they would grab it like a dog with a bone, like just grab it in the middle and let it go.
Wow.
It
what
was
a trip.
Seriously, like for 3 hours we had minimal 70 bites apiece.
No kidding.
And then we climbed back up after a few hours, and we fished a little bit deeper and caught some fish. I actually hooked a nice black sea bass that I couldn't even budge. I mean, forget that one, right? And went back up around the north end, and we had that's where we had our phenomenal fishing. Was around the corner right there.
Cool.
And
you think that bite thing was like, is it an aggression thing? Like we're not trying to eat, but just don't want this thing around. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Typically, I would tell you that you're drawn a reaction. They cannot.
You got to do it. Got to do something.
Like with the weedless, there's the way you're working it. It's like working it from kelp stringer to kelp stringer, and it was so cool because I got to share that with like Virgil brought. They're from. Northern California too, the San Francisco Bay Area, and they fish a little bit of freshwater, so they've seen it. And same thing with Javier, and you're drawn a reaction. Okay, so it's like you speed it up from stringer to stringer,
right?
But you slow it down at times, and they would just come up and tag that thing. It was very, very strange. It's almost like when you go half-day fishing and you're throwing a sardine out, and they just tag it and they smash it and kill it and let it be.
Yeah, okay.
Like you can't hook them.
Sure.
But we got around the north end, and the wind was screaming like 20 plus.
Okay.
But it was flat. It was flat, but it was screaming down the edge.
Huh.
And so we were getting pushed through the kelp relatively fast, and they were smoking that thing. Like there were 3 to 10 fish in a wolf pack.
Yeah, and those ones wanted it.
Oh, it was down the throat.
And that distance you're talking a mile, couple miles.
Yeah, that's right. Like 2 miles maybe. Yeah.
Same island, same everything, same, but just a little down, slightly different condition.
It could have been that pressure coming in.
Yeah,
honestly,
okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's
I don't
cool,
know.
man.
But those are the things that are the beauty of being on the ocean.
Totally.
You just never know what's going to happen. And,
Yeah.
and enjoy it while it's there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, great text, man, and sounds like that Punta Norte was certainly a great one. And
a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on Baja. We got the cast man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tour, standing by. Buenos dias, cast man.
Good morning, cast man.
Hey, buenos dias, Ricky, Corey. How you boys doing?
We're good. Buddy
really
P's
good.
down at Palmas this week with our big Palmas Fall Spectacular trip. And, yeah, Corey fresh back from Sidrose. I'm going on the Shogun tomorrow. Life is good, man. We're cruising.
Yeah, you guys seem like you're having a good time fishing. Well, I fished yesterday at a local lake here called Sanden with my good buddy Harry Gualco, and we got a dozen largemouth and a lot of fun, having a good time. And looking on up the window here right now, here on the Sayusla River, the guy just hooked up to a salmon, and
Nice.
he's having a good time fighting it. But anyway,
That's cool, Cass.
hey, the Southern Baja, we're getting into that fall season, and still Dorado up there in Loreto. Talked to Danny Talamontes yesterday, and he said that there's still plenty of Dorado around, which is really unusual for the Dorado to be around here in October. And plus they're getting the yellowtail up at Punta Popito there. Pretty good yellowtail bite, and you'll see those fish start moving down in closer to the city itself. Punta Popito is about a 30-mile run up to the north, and but otherwise there's still plenty of Dorado around there, and the yellowtail are in, and it'll get better as we get into the winter months. We're moving down to La Paz, East Cape, that area. Still plenty of Dorado, a few striped marlin, a few blue marlin, and of course down there at San Jose del Cabo. Those local banks are just a short run out of the marina there at San Jose del Cabo, still getting some nice yellowfin tuna, 40, 50 pounds. None of the big ones that we hear about a week, 10 days ago. But, the boys are around, and I think they're going to probably come back and start hitting it pretty soon. But good tuna bite, good Dorado bite, and, of course, the billfish. And, of course, we got the big tournaments this month down in Cabo San Lucas going after those blues and blacks. And then I finally got a report from Masaban, the Aries fleet there, reporting a good Dorado bite going on down there itself. Nice fish, 10, 15, 20-pound fish, along with, they've got their striped marlin bite and their sailfish bite going on down there. Otherwise, weather looks good all over that southern Baja. I think there's one little tropical storm down there they're keeping an eye on, and may turn into a hurricane, may not, and they're projecting if it does, it'll probably swing in there toward Puerto Vallarta and go inland. But let's hope it doesn't really generate too much and cause too much of a havoc like that last hurricane that went through Cabo. They're still cleaning up down there, according to Baja Bob there at La Playita. I guess it's all been almost about a month since that last hurricane, and took them a while to get things cleaned up, but things are happening. They said a lot of people are in town now, starting that fall rush down into San Jose del Cabo. Anyway, that's a report for this week. Anybody wants to book a trip, Southern Baja, mainland Mexico, Central America, South America for those peacock bass, give us a call at Cast Tours, 800-593-6510. And I'll talk to you boys next Saturday.
All right, Cass, great report. Sure appreciate that as always. We will look forward to talking to you next week.
You got it, man. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Cass, man. Appreciate that very much. That's certainly some good fishing going on.
Right.
I dig that.
Nothing better I can think of than being in some tropical weather right now.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump back into the phones, Corey. Let's
do it, Rick. How about Bob? Bob calling from Lakeside. Good morning, Bob. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, Ricky. Just a couple of quick questions on the 8-day trip I'm taking in November. The boat has to stop in at Ensenada, I guess, for a check-in.
Right.
And also, what permits and how much does it cost for the trip to go to Guadalupe?
Sure. So I don't want to quote you exact cost because I don't want to give you wrong, but I'm sure that I'll get you close. So basically how Guadalupe works is if the boat chooses to go there based on what the fishing's like, and usually that's a captain-made decision. Maybe the passengers are influenced as well. I don't know. Each boat, kind of handles that a little bit differently. But the general cost is there is a fee for basically it's like a permit access fee that we call it, and a lot of it just has to do with you clearing the customs in there, and that is a fee of about I want to say close to a couple $100 that you will that everybody will be responsible for, and that's basically the check-in permit process fee. And then in addition to that, the permits are $75 per person per day. So they will kind of decide how many days they plan on fishing the island, and you can just extrapolate that out by $75. So you got a couple $100 to start, and then $75 per person per day. At least that's how it's working out. I know on our trip, I would assume probably the same for the Searcher. I know that we're going there tomorrow. That's definitely our plan. We're planning on doing 3 days at the island. So $75 per person per day, and then a couple $100 for the access fee. So that's what I would plan on. Again, every boat is individual and different. So there may be a slight difference from one boat to another, but I would suspect they're all pretty close. Yeah,
it gets in the ballpark, and that's really, when you look at it, it's a very small fee for fishing an incredible place on our coast here.
It's pretty spectacular. Yeah. That fishing's been really good. The check-in process too, Bob, it's very streamlined now. The boat comes in, there's nothing, it's not like it's not a very long process. You go in, they tie up, they come on board, they check paperwork, they go back and forth, and away you go. So it's a pretty easy process. You said you're going in November?
Yeah, the November 8th through the 16th.
Excellent. Well, it has been some spectacular fishing. Obviously us going on this trip, been trying to keep tabs on it. The one cool thing about this time of year is the sharks tend to back off as we get a little bit later in the season, and man, the guys are just hearing that. The last few rounds of trips that have come back have seen a lot less significant shark losses, so that's something for you to look forward to. And then for whatever reason, I don't know if it was just the break from last year or these fish are particularly fired up or what, but the use of heavier line has been great this year. Sometimes Guadalupe, it was synonymous with having to finesse up a bite on big fish. And man, it's been a lot of heavy string this year. Lots of bites to be held on 80 pound. I mean, when a guy drops down, they're dropping to 60. There were times there where you'd have to drop all the way down to 30 and 40 to get a bite. And, the stealth rig right now is 60 pound and a 1.0. And when they're fired up and biting, there's bites on 80 pound and even 100 pound.
That's crazy.
Yeah, big hooks, heavy line, lots of good fish. I think you're just in for a great one. November's such a good time to be down there. Usually little to no shark pressure and some great fishing to be had.
That's crazy. Yeah, and Bob, thanks for the call, too. Hope you have a good time. And Rick, here's a text that follows this up perfectly. Okay, it's Cheer in Cardiff, and he says, "Hey Rick, please share what tackle you're bringing on your Guadalupe trip, and what rods and fluorocarbon you're planning on using, and hooks, the size of the hooks."
So, well, that's fun. Cheer. I'm bringing in 40 through 100 pound, and so I have a 40 pound, a 50 pound, a 60, an 80, and 100. So those are my rigs, and in addition, I'm bringing in a surface iron outfit. And although I don't really want to be that guy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably have a separate yo-yo jig rod too. You could easily make your 50 pound rod also your yo-yo jig rod, but there's a possibility I'll have that. So a 40, a 50, a 60, an 80, and a 100. Those will all be live bait outfits, a surface iron, and a yo-yo. That's going to round out what I bring on the trip. As far as fluoro, I just match my bait size, so I'll have 40 through 100 pound. hook size, I have anywhere from some small circle hooks. Like I really do like those Gamakatsu circles. I don't just say it for the radio show. That's what I fish. And I have them from 2s up to like a 6.0. And what I plan on using the most down there is like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. I think that's what we'll probably do. I think that will cover what we do the most. A little bit of yo-yo jig, a little bit of surface iron. But Guadalupe is a live bait tuna fishery. I mean, that's just what we do there. You want to have a little bit of sinker for dropper loop fishing, maybe some sliding egg sinkers for fishing like a midwater yellowtail type thing. But Guadalupe is easy on the tackle pack. It's a good handful of hooks, some fluorocarbon when your top shots get burned off, and just fly line, live bait, fun fishing.
Sounds like so much fun,
I'm
Rick.
so
really
pumped,
does.
dude. I'm so pumped. And I'm excited that they're biting that heavy line. I mean, what I'm... Obviously, we never know what's going to happen until we get there. But for me, the rig that I'm hoping and planning on using the most is a Talica 20. It's full of 100-pound Max Quattro Spectra, an 80-pound Seagar fluorocarbon top shot, and a CalStar 770 heavy rod. That's what I hope it will be the go-to, but we'll see when the trip gets here.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
All right. Hey, talk about fun. We're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. It's with Rick and Corey, and it's your calls when we come back. It's on the Mightier 1090 and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
This is Art Taylor from Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I and the rest of Team Searcher would like to thank all of our loyal customers for their support. Searcher has air-conditioned cabins, great food, an RSW system to preserve your catch, and a fantastic crew. If you're looking for an affordable fishing adventure, a chance to catch a fish of a lifetime, our 2022 schedule is available now. Book your reservation online at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia or Aaron at 619-226-2403.
Saturday, November 6th is Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Come see seminars by saltwater experts, great deals on tackle, and reps from Shimano and other top tackle companies. Shimano Terramar rods with TC4 blank construction make this the ideal rod to chase giants. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 6th.
Hey guys, this is Ali Hussein from Local Knowledge and BD Outdoors. I'm a lucky guy in so many ways, and one thing I'm really grateful for is my little brother Yosef. Yosef is not only a fellow angler, but he's also an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find the ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free no-obligation evaluation online now by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. That's SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get a home value report immediately sent to your email. No pressure, no obligations, just answers. Yosef is the SoCal real estate go-to guy. He's helped me and so many of my fellow fishing buddies find what they're looking for in a home. He knows anglers and he understands the real estate market. Not only that, but he's also a really nice guy. How many brothers can you say that about? Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and find out where you stand in the real estate market, and then get with Yosef and find your ultimate home. Again, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll see you on the water.
Gamakatsu hooks and Sea Falcon lures are teaming up at Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing Saturday, November 6th. Just listen to these incredible specials only available at Tackle Day. Buy any 3 Gamakatsu items with at least a $30 value and receive a free G-Box 3200 RD box. Plus, you'll be entered into an hourly drawing with 6 winners per hour. Buy any Sea Falcon jig and receive a free Sea Falcon jig roll-up bag or a Sea Falcon hat. With a Sea Falcon jig purchase, you will also be entered into an hourly drawing with 6 winners per hour. For both promotions, you must be present to win and redeem your free item at the Gamakatsu booth with proof of purchase. In addition to getting great discounts on Gamakatsu hooks and Sea Falcon lures at Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, you will get free goods and 25 chances to win extra prizes. Be sure to go by the Gamakatsu and Sea Falcon booth at Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 6th.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hard-working crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Wow. All right. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And Rick and I just having a good time talking on break there and just sharing a good times with you. And if you want to give us a call, it's 213-432-1090, giving away handmade Anza fillet knife.
So cool.
Couldn't be any more fitting, right?
Yeah, this is great. Anza knives, too. What more can we say about those guys? Great sponsor of the show, but more so, they just make a great product. Handmade, high-carbon steel knives. The high-carbon steel is a big deal, too. Like, those knives are very easy to sharpen, much easier to sharpen than a traditional stainless steel blade, and they hold that edge so well. High-carbon steel requires slightly more on the upkeep side, but I mean slightly. You know, when I'm done using an Anza knife, I just take a drop of olive oil and just run it across the blade before I put it back in the drawer. But like
just to keep it from rusting.
Those knives stay sharp forever. It's crazy. You know, I was always a fillet Victor Knox guy. You know, grew up working in the tackle store. That's what all the sport boats use. And man, that Anza knife is it is just a superior blade. They're really cool. I like them.
And they're locally made. That's the cool part. San Diego County.
30 years, man.
I know.
Pretty cool.
Better.
Well, the phones are packed, Corey. Let's jump back into them.
Let's do it. How about Bruce? Bruce calling from Lemon Grove. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Bruce. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. 2 things. 5-day in September or December on New Year's Eve special. What should I expect then, guys?
Wow.
So that trip has changed so much over the years. You know, the 5-day, the 5-day, you said it's the after Christmas trip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that trip always was a rock cod trip, and it was great fishing, you know, reds and lings, and that was always what that trip did. And then, like, as the years progressed, it became this phenomenal yo-yo jig yellowtail trip, and then like guys would almost start to be bummed that the yellowtail fishing was so good because they weren't spending as much time fishing reds. And then the Guadalupe fishing has been so phenomenal that there have been times when that trip just knocks the crud out of the big tuna at the loop. So I got to be honest with you, Bruce, I don't know what to tell you to expect other than you should have gear that is capable of doing all of those things. We'll get a better sense, obviously, as it gets closer to whether the Guadalupe tuna thing is an option for you. But that trip over the years has been anywhere from great red and lingcod fishing to really good yo-yo jig yellowtail fishing to huge scores of good yellowfins at the loop. So I would just say kind of stand by, watch the reports, see what happens, see what's happening in late November, early December. It's going to gauge how realistic your tuna option is or isn't. But if the last couple of years, show anything, that there have been some opportunities at some really good tuna fishing at the loop on that trip.
Oh, great. And my other question was about your lobster bait. I know it's secret with a lot of people, but if you want to divulge, it'd be all right.
There's no big secrets, really. I mean, what's your secret, Rick?
I know. As far as I'm concerned, I think overwhelmingly the best bait is live sardine. I'm a fresh bait sardine guy, and that's what I like. I'm an Everingham Brothers sardine guy.
And I'll tell you, from years working with a bait company, I could go out there and I could, for nothing, load up an entire full bucket of sardine and chop it up and that works extremely well. And the reason it works so well at that point, right? I get it for free, a whole bucket. But anything will work. I mean, you can use mackerel, bonito, tuna, and it's kind of weird. It's like it's either super fresh or it's something that's super stinky. Yeah. So it's kind of, you got to go either way, and something in between doesn't necessarily work as good. and that, like, I heard Gilbert talking about it too, and he was kind of along the lines of something fresher,
I love the idea of preloading my traps, freezing them, having the bait part of it already done. Like, that's
for a slow release.
Yeah, that's a messy, time-consuming part, chopping bait, filling the tubes or the cages, and it's just not easy to keep the boat clean while you're doing it. It's one of those things that I love the idea of loading it and freezing it, but for me, I just don't think it fishes as good as fresh bait does. There's something
100%.
There's something about fresh bait that's a big deal, and I don't know that it makes a difference if it's mackerel or skipjack or bonita or whatever, but sardine I can go and I can get and I can chop it, and something about that fresh bait, man, that's it. And I like it chopped. I like it kind of chopped up. I like to shove a mixture of like paste and chopped sardine chunks into my tubes. That's what I like fishing.
And I used to use little containers and put holes in them and do it that way. And you could also do a little mash. So add fresh, but then have some of it mashed so that it kind of leaks out.
I like the idea of that.
It leaks out of the cracks. Nothing can really grab any of it except for a smelt or something like that. Like, there's nothing for the lobster to grab except there's particulate going through the water that just dries.
There.
It drives them nuts. Seriously.
My bait containers back in the day were always peanut butter jars.
Yeah,
I used to always get peanut butter and drill the holes in them, but now I love those Promar containers. It's just a Gucci version of the same thing. It's got the holes, it's sea lion proof, it's got the clip so it clips right onto the side. I'm a big fan of those things.
Yeah, it works well for sure.
Bruce, appreciate the phone call very much, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Let's jump back into it. How about John? John from Escondido. Good morning, John. We appreciate you joining us.
Hey, John.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Good, buddy.
It was good seeing you, Rick, earlier in the week, and thank you always for you guys in the shop for making it easy. I got a big trip coming up in February, and just how you break it down and make things so easy for getting a Wahoo rig set up or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that. So thanks again for you guys in the shop and everything. Just let me come in there and pre-shop for Tackle Day.
We had a great time with you, buddy. It's our pleasure. Yeah, big. I know you said you got a big long-range trip going on the RP, so we're stoked for you.
Yeah, excellent. Yes. So thank you guys very much. You guys have a great weekend.
All right, buddy. Well, appreciate the phone call very much. And, yeah, our pleasure for sure. Going to be a fun one for Tackle Days. Had a good text came through, Corey, that I wanted, and this was from Greg in Idaho. Corey, this is like a throwback. I'm sure you saw this one. Corey, can you elaborate on your fishing at El Dorado Park as a kid? I fished there as a kid, too, catching bass and bluegill and crappie. And he wants to know, did you ever fish the Nature Center?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, Greg in Idaho, man. Yeah, those were the good old days, fishing El Dorado Park. It's still good. I mean, it's still a fun place to fish. I know the boys still catch nice bass and stuff there. And did I ever fish the Nature Center? You're incriminating me here,
okay,
man.
gotcha.
Yeah, so we snuck in there once or twice, honestly. But that you quickly learn it's not the right thing to do.
Got that fine. Perfect answer.
Yeah.
Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great texts. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
Seakeeper, the leader in marine stabilization, has launched its newest, smallest, and most radically different model, the Seakeeper 1. Now, for the first time, stabilization is available for boats as small as 23 feet. The Seakeeper 1 is designed to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on vessels 23 to 30 feet. With a fresh new look, the Seakeeper 1 has a compact flush mount installation and runs on 12-volt battery power. Installation is a breeze. It can fit under almost any seat. Now your skiff can enjoy the comfort and enjoyment that only a Seakeeper-equipped boat can provide. Check out the Seakeeper demo boat at upcoming shows and arrange a free test drive. Seakeeper has changed the lives of many Southern California anglers, including Pete Gray, and will allow you to stay on the fishing grounds when others need to head back to port. Visit Seakeeper.com/take-a-ride to arrange a demo. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your trailer boat. Seakeeper. Once you feel it, you'll never boat without it.
For over 30 years, Sea Falcon has been manufacturing the finest handmade jigs and plugs, utilizing superior components and hand-painted finishes. Sea Falcon lures are made in Japan and are based on hand-carved originals, utilizing the highest level of quality and attention to detail. Gamakatsu's premium assist hooks are ideal to pair with Sea Falcon lures, providing you with one of the highest quality lure combinations on the market. When you're shopping for premium jigs and plugs to chase the fish of a lifetime, look no further than Sea Falcon.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com. Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore, thanks to the Dana Wharf's Kids Club. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing invites all anglers 12 and under to join the Kids Club today. Membership includes over $100 of really cool stuff, like 2 free fishing trips, whale watch trip, as well as a free Dana Wharf Kids Club hat or t-shirt. Log on to the website, danawharf.com, or visit them in Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County.
San Diego, do you need a vehicle that's built ready for your next adventure? Well, your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered with the 2021 Ford Ranger. This adventure-ready truck is built with durable features like its frame-mounted step bumpers and high-strength steel frame. But that's not all. The Ford Ranger also has an available terrain management system with 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Looking to tow your boat or trailer to your next adventure? No problem. The 2021 Ford Ranger can handle that too and has smart technology like Bliss with trailer coverage to assist changing lanes and makes driving so much better when towing your boat or trailer. Visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com to learn more. That's buyfordnow.com and they'll be glad to hook you up.